Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mura Maina. I'm a registered dietitian and I help people to positively shift their relationship with food and their bodies. You're probably one of these people who is going to the gym and you're not seeing any results. There's no change in muscle. There's no improvement in terms of your energy. There's no fat loss. So today we are going to unpack some of the mistakes that nutrition mistake that we make in the gym. The first one being skipping meals. So you're probably skipping breakfast, lunch, or even dinner in the hope that you're going to lose fat. But by the end of the day, you end up losing muscle. You end up overeating, and also you end up having very low energy to even work out. So you don't necessarily need to eat fewer foods. All you need to do is to eat a more balanced meal. Mistake number 2 is overusing the supplements. They are called supplements for a reason. So BCAAs, protein, creatine without proper meals is not gonna help you. I know BCAAs are supposed to help preserve our muscles. The protein helps in muscle synthesis, and also creatine also helps in the energy production so that you're able to work out more. But if without proper diet, then those supplements are not going to do any miracle for you. So you need proper meals, then support those meals with these supplements if necessary. Sometimes it might not be necessary because these supplements actually come from these foods that you eat. So focus on whole foods first. Supplements like creatine, protein, and any other form of supplements only work when the basics are right. So it's basically food first and then supplements when necessary. Mistake number 3 is fear of carbohydrates. Carbohydrate is one of those foods that have been wrongly labeled out here. Carbohydrate is not the enemy. If in fact is our main source of fuel. So when you don't take enough carbohydrates, then that means you're going to have poor strength and endurance, and then you'll not have enough energy even for your workouts. So eliminating carbohydrates does not necessarily help with your fat loss. You avoiding potatoes, rice, oats, etc. That means you're going to have low energy, poor endurance, and even poor strength. What you need to work around your carbohydrates is take care of the portions. You don't necessarily need to avoid it. Take care of your portions. Take carbohydrates around your training for fuel, and also choose complex carbohydrates like whole grains, rice, potatoes, and also take whole fruits, and that will help to make you healthy and even provide the fuel that you need, and also even preserve your strength and even your muscle. Mistake number 4 is not taking enough proteins. Okay, you're training so hard in the gym, but by the end of the day you're not taking enough protein. Protein helps to rebuild the muscles that you've actually broken down when you're working out. You don't build muscle when you're training, you build muscle during recovery, and that includes protein intake. So in all your meals, ensure you include proteins. That could be eggs, meat, chicken, and even things like omena. Plant-based sources of protein like beans, peas, lentils, and any other form of legumes is going to help you with your muscle protein synthesis, and helps to build you on your muscle and even on your strength. Mistake number 5 is poor hydration. Most people are not hydrating properly. They're not taking enough water. They're not taking enough fluids, and I've seen some people replacing their water intake with soft drinks, which is not proper. And most of the time we wait until we are thirsty in order for us to take water. And you see, when you work out in the gym for a long time, then that means you sweat a lot, and you're losing a lot of fluids, and sometimes you're even losing a lot of electrolytes, and mostly the sodium and the potassium, which needs to constantly be replaced. So, and also when you don't take enough water, then that means it's going to affect your performance, is going to affect your endurance, is even going to affect your strength when you're very dehydrated. So don't wait until you're too thirsty to drink your water. Ensure that you are taking water throughout the day. You're taking water even during your trainings, especially if you're going to be working out for more than 60 minutes. And if you're going to be working out even more, 60 going all the way to 90 minutes, then you can as well take your electrolytes, your sports drinks, which can help with your hydration. And if you're going to be working out even for less than 60 minutes and you realize you're sweating a lot and your skin is becoming whitish all the time after exercising, then you might need to maybe take a sports drink or even take electrolytes. That these electrolytes will come from the fruits and vegetables, the likes of orange, bananas. After your training, that will help with your electrolytes. And even salt, the salt that you add to a food. So ensure that your food also contains some salt. So another mistake that you make is following social media or influencers blindly. We forget that our bodies are different, our goals are different, and even our training demands are different. So today you're following this influencer who is promoting keto. You start keto, another day you're following someone who is on OMAD, you start OMAD, another day you are on carnivorous diet, you start carnivorous diet, and so forth. So you're constantly in this yo-yo dieting, and you realize when one is not working, you shift to another one. So and this shifting from one goalpost to another, it can easily lead to hormonal issues, especially for women. It can also lead to training plateaus, and you're stuck in that weight. You're not improving. Nothing is changing. Another thing, it can lead to muscle loss, especially this restrictive dieting, without proper guidance from especially a nutritionist who can be able to guide you on what to do. Like I've said, our bodies are different. You cannot apply the same diets or conditions for everyone else. So whatever worked for someone else might not necessarily work for you. What you need to keep in mind is sustainable progress actually beats instant results. So make sure whatever it is that you're doing is something that you're going to be doing it for long term. Is something that is sustainable, and something that is not restrictive or even stressful, even for you and even for your body. So another mistake that you make is ignoring micronutrients. So we focus more on calories and calories in, calories out, and even mostly, and also proteins, and we forget micronutrients are also very important. So you taking your fats, healthy fats, it helps in the absorption of micronutrients, that is the vitamin A, D, E, and K, which also plays a very important role when it comes to general health and even your training. Another thing that we ignore is not taking enough fruits and vegetables, because when you take enough fruits and vegetables, then that means you're able to get most of your micronutrients, the B vitamins, which helps in the energy production, which you need in your training. And also it comes with antioxidants, which helps to heal, or rather to heal all the inflammation that happens within your body as you're training. When you're training, especially for the women, when you're training, you're losing some bits of iron during your training, so it needs to be replaced as well. So that means you taking your iron rich foods, the green leafy vegetables, and also the meats. Okay, as you're taking charge of your macronutrients, ensure that your micronutrients is also in place to help support these macronutrients to be able to do the job that it's supposed to be doing. These micronutrients helps to support the hormones, it helps to support recovery, and also immunity. Last but not least, another mistake that you make is not recovering properly. So I know we assume the fact that you've really worked out, you're going to be the healthiest human beings, now everything is okay, but that's not always the case. Okay, if anything, proper recovery is what is going to help also in terms of improving your health and also your general well-being. So in this case, you're looking at first things first, ensure that you've replaced the fluids that you lost during your training, and again, if you've been working out for more than 60 minutes or beyond, or even maybe you're working out in a very hot environment, then you need to replace the electrolytes that you lost, that is the sodium and the potassium. We've talked about taking fruits and vegetables, and also even adding salt to your food. Another thing is the carbohydrates. So you've used a lot of energy. Your glycogen stores, that is the storage form of carbohydrate within your body, has been depleted in your muscle and even in your liver. You need to replace that. Another thing is also to replace your proteins as well. You need to take your proteins for muscle protein synthesis. If you want to grow your muscle, you need to ensure that you take advantage even of the anabolic window, which is between 2 to 24 hours. So if you're this person who has maybe 2 workout session, you might need to take within lesser time compared to someone who's going to be working out after 24 hours. But in that period of recovery, ensure that you also have proper rest. The 6 to 8 hours is not a joke, because growth hormones are usually produced in the when you're resting, and in that case you're able to even rebuild your muscle during that time. Muscle building doesn't happen when you're working out, it only happens when you're resting. So that marks the end of our video. So thank you so much for staying around to the end. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, like, comment, ask any questions in the comment section, and I would gladly answer you. So thank you so much, and see you in the next video. Bye.